And breaking right now at 6 o'clock, a tragic end to a missing persons case.
Fort Valley State University student Anitra Gunn has been found dead. CBS 46's Ashley Thompson live tonight with new information on the grim discovery. Ashley.
Lewis Walker, Sheriff in Crawford County.
Todd Crosby, Assistant Special Agent in Charge, GBI Perry.
So can you tell us what you found, what time you found it, and just the circumstances surrounding what's going on right now?
Well, as you all know, this started this weekend, and Monday morning we came together as a task force, been meeting regular, a joint effort between all the agencies working to find Miss Gunn. Today at 3:19, deputies and members of the task force were out riding because of the weather. We couldn't get the helicopter up, so they were just riding, looking. We had an idea of the bushes and sticks that were in the front of the grill of her car. So the deputies were kind of looking for those areas. The area he found her at, he saw something similar, a little roadway going down into the woods. Rode down in till the car wouldn't go anymore because of the rain. About 150 yards off the roadway, he found the piece of the car, part of the car piece that we've been looking for. Found Miss Gunn laying very close to part of that front bumper.
How long do you suspect she had been there?
We don't have a clue. Yeah, we're going to turn the body over to the GBI Crime Lab. They have still got to verify that this is who we think it is, but at this time it hasn't been confirmed.
Has the cause of death been determined yet?
No, sir. Now, the crime scene folks, when you find something like this, you back off. You call in the expert crime scene folks, and, they have a very slow process because we want to get it right the first time. So, body hadn't been touched at this point that I know.
Are you considering it a homicide?
At this point, we don't have a clue.
How did you know to come out here and search this area?
Like I say, they've been riding for 2 days, going down every trail, every roadway they could get a car in, a truck in. Just like I said earlier, no stone left unturned. So basically just pot luck.
And there was a $5,000 reward announced only a couple hours ago. Did somebody call in a tip in response to that?
No, sir. It was one of our deputies just doing what we asked him to do this morning, get out and beat the bushes, and he walked up on it.
We understand that you guys have been in contact with her father. Can you tell us how he's doing?
Like any father. Mr. Gunn, this is a good family that's lost a daughter. So.
Now, yesterday, you did question and then re-question Gunn's boyfriend. Did you learn new information that you're able to share with us about that interview?
No, ma'am. And we currently have the boyfriend again, interviewing him for a third time.
But you don't have any suspects at this time?
No, ma'am.
Just want to be clear, you said you're not calling it a homicide at this point, still a death investigation, sending the body to the crime lab, working through the process. Were there any visible indications of any foul play on the body when you found her?
Well, like I say, we didn't touch the body. The body was partially covered, so at that point we back off and call in the experts.
Did it appear to be partially covered as if someone tried to hide it?
Yes, ma'am.
And I know you said you had no suspects that you can name. Do you have any persons of interest?
I think it's pretty common sense who our person of interest is.
Can you say it
And
though
who
out
is
loud?
that?
It's the boyfriend. We've talked to him 3 times. So.
Anything suspicious with what he's telling you? Why keep bringing him back in?
Has his story changed since the first interview?
We can't tell you. That's part of the investigative process.
Still not enough to arrest though, obviously.
Not at this point.
A lot was made about the damage to the car and the bumper that was missing, and obviously that was a key. Obviously, y'all wanted to find that, right? And,
yes.
It's got to be pretty interesting at least that you found it in so
close
proximity.
Most definitely.
Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Well, we're not saying it's a homicide, but the car shows up in Fort Valley. It didn't get there by itself. She couldn't have drove it there. So,
can you kind of just describe one more time, because I know you answered her and said that it appeared as if somebody wanted to hide it. How exactly? Just kind of describe that for us.
Just limbs picked up from the area and laid up on the body.
Did it look like the body had been there for some time, or was it fairly recently left there?
I'm not an expert at that. I mean, I couldn't tell you.
At what point did the boyfriend become a person of interest? Was it right now or before?
I couldn't tell you.
Did you all find anything in his car when it was towed yesterday?
No, ma'am.
And no information on the bumper or anything? Just found her body here, correct?
And part of the bumper. There's still part of it missing, but part of the bumper we think belongs to the Chevrolet Cruze. Now, there again, we've got to take that to a body shop, and they've got to tell us, yes, this is the front bumper or part of the front bumper of a Chevrolet Cruze.
Was the missing cell phone, Anitra Gunn's cell phone, found on her body?
Not that I'm aware of, no, sir. Like I say, we hadn't touched the body, so we're still missing the cell phone.
Was her wallet in her car?
You were just listening to a press conference with the sheriff of Peach County, that's Sheriff Terry Deese, giving information about Fort Valley student Anitra Gunn. She had been missing since Valentine's Day. She was found in the woods. The sheriff saying that her body was partially covered as if someone was trying to conceal the fact that she was disposed of there. Right now, the boyfriend of Anitra Gunn has been interviewed for a third time. The Sheriff's Department confirming he is not considered a suspect at this time, nor are they confirming that her death is being considered a homicide. There is a full investigation. So far, no indication of foul play. But again, her boyfriend is the person of interest, undergoing a third interview, but he is not under arrest at this point.
This is the 23-year-old young woman whom police have been looking for a couple of days now. And we heard from the sheriff that they had discovered a certain kind of tree branch that was wedged into her car, into the front grille of her automobile. So they had a sense of the kind of trees and shrubbery that they were looking for. That's what led them to this particular area. And of course, it was just a couple of hours ago now that the body of Anitra Gunn was found. Her family was notified, and the investigation now continues into exactly how she was killed and who might be responsible for her murder. Just a tragic
The
case.
sheriff was explaining how they spoke to the father, and he was visibly upset, understandably so. We're going to